Hello everyone, Lee Martin here from sportsbookreview.com. Week 1 of the NFL was quite eventful, and I'm sure a lot of you can agree with me that we were shocked with a lot of the outcomes. In terms of my Week 1 picks, I finished 3-2, and I aim to have a better week with what we've learned from Week 1. So before I jump into my picks, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel so you never miss any new content. Now let's check out my action coming into Week 2. Checking out my first pick, I have the New Orleans Saints versus the Carolina Panthers. I'll start off with the Panthers and say despite their win over the Jets, I was not impressed by their win. The Jets still appear to be the same old Jets, and the Panthers only defeated them 19-14. Darnold did play a great game. He made the right plays and connected with his receivers. However, he did have one turnover. I truly believe the Saints will be trouble for the Panthers. Jameis proved a lot of doubters wrong last weekend, including myself. He threw for 5 touchdowns for 14 passes with an 88.9 adjusted completion percentage. He avoided turnovers, and I see there are many questions as if he can do it again in Week 2, and I think yes. Their overall team was superb. Their rushing attack was strong. Their O-line held together from what we could see in Week 1 since Jameis was not sacked and had enough time in the pocket. Their defensive line limited the Packers to 3 points and forced 3 turnovers, and their secondary contained Rodgers' momentum through the air. I think the -3 points is a deal on the Saints coming into Week 2, so I will lay the points and take the New Orleans Saints -3 via BetOnline. Let's move on to my second pick with the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Chicago Bears. Yes, the Bears will be at home this weekend, but was I impressed by their performance in Week 1? Not at all. Their secondary was non-existent, and the Rams picked them apart on the pass. Yet, Nagy is still starting Andy Dalton this week despite his 2 turnovers against the Rams. Meanwhile, the Bengals performed a great upset against the Vikings of 27-24 in overtime, and to be completely honest, I am very shocked that the Bears are favored in this matchup. The Bengals O-line does need some brushing up to help Burrow have more time inside the pocket, but even then he was able to make plays and bring them a win in overtime with 0 turnovers. The Bengals have strong receiving weapons, and this could be their game winner over the Bears, who again have no secondary at the moment. I fully expect another Bengals upset this weekend, so I'm taking the Cincinnati Bengals +2.5 via BetOnline. Let's check out my third pick with the Las Vegas Raiders versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Vegas won 33-27 in overtime against the Ravens in Week 1. Their O-line will need some work coming into Week 2 since Derek Carr was sacked 3 times, but their defensive side is decent. They have a strong secondary, but will also need to improve their shorter attacks. The Steelers held the Bills to 16 points and showcased how tough their defense can be. Their defense forced 1 turnover, and their weapon in TJ Watt had 2 sacks and 5 quarterback hits. Big Ben had a great Week 1. But based off of his performance last year, I have a bunch of question marks on terms of his consistency. Even this past weekend, he struggled on 3rd downs. Vegas put up a tough fight against a tough Ravens team, and I personally don't believe the Steelers play at the Ravens level, at least not yet. Vegas will put up a big enough fight to at least cover the spread, so I'll take the points and back the Las Vegas Raiders +5.5 via BetOnline. For my fourth pick, I have the Miami Dolphins versus the Buffalo Bills. Like always, the Dolphins entered the season with some shade against them while the Bills were hyped up. Meanwhile, I think it should be the complete opposite. The Dolphins played a tough game against the Patriots, while the Bills showed us a holy defense, especially against the run, and an inconsistent Josh Allen. The Bills held the Steelers to 23 points in Week 1 and only managed to put up 16 on the board with 1 turnover. We can't completely tear down their defense. Taron Johnson leads the Bills with 7 tackles and Jordan Poyer has 1 sack. Miami, on the other hand, is a very strong defense. They were able to force 2 turnovers against the Patriots in Week 1, and this definitely helped keep them close in points to assist their win of 17-16. Although Tua had 1 interception in Week 1, I envision a more efficient Miami offense combined with their heavy defense to keep the points close once again against an inconsistent Bills team. I'm grabbing the points with the Dolphins and taking Miami +3.5 via BetOnline. For my 5th and final pick, I have the LA Rams versus the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts came up short against the Seahawks 28-16. Despite their loss, Wentz still played a decent game with 0 interceptions. Meanwhile, Stafford played a terrific game in Week 1. Although the Bears' secondary was basically non-existent, this may have assisted the Rams in their win. However, I will not let that take away from the wonderful performance of Stafford. The Colts will be more of a competition for the Rams, but we can predict that the Rams put the Colts' secondary to the test. Sean McVay has hoped to challenge defenses deep, and it definitely showed in Week 1. Stafford had touchdown passes of 67 yards, 56 yards, and 2 yards. So my main question is, will the Colts have a strong enough secondary to contain Stafford's deep pass? They may be able to contain him for some plays, but in the end, Stafford and his offensive side are efficient enough to contain the Colts and cover the spread. The Colts defense has holes in it, and I believe the Rams will have a far superior overall team. I expect them to win by at least a touchdown, so I'm backing the LA Rams -4 via BetOnline. Those are my top 5 NFL picks for Week 2. If you'd like to find more NFL picks from all of SBR's NFL experts, visit sbrpicks.com/NFL. Remember to also participate in SBR's annual Pick 6 football contest, where you can win your share of the weekly $1,600 pool prize. If you're not signed up yet or want to find out more information about this contest, visit sbrpicks.com/pick6. Be sure to also give this video a like and subscribe to our channel so you are always notified regarding new picks content. Like always, I wish you all the best of luck on all of your wagers, and I'll see you next time for Week 3.